Good afternoon. First of all, thank you to everyone for taking their time to register and put 30 minutes aside for today's webinar. Welcome from those that are around Australia and across in New Zealand. It's a pleasure having you with us today. This is a 30-minute webinar. As you can see, today's webinar is all about submitting a payment plan online like a pro. I've got Lauren Hamilton, who is going to be sifting through the slides for me. Lauren's part of our marketing team and she's put all of this together. Thanks, Lauren, and also thanks, Steph, as well, who's contributed as well. As Lauren said, my name's Assunta Martino and I'm the Sales Director for Victoria, Tasmania, South Australia and WA. Alongside me is Alex, who's our Sales Director and looks after New South Wales, the ACT, Queensland and Northern Territory. On the other side of the ocean, we've got Rowan, who's in New Zealand and looks after all our New Zealand channel partners. And those that are not aware, we now have a UK office with Gage heading that up. So I don't think Gage is going to join us at the moment because it's probably early hours of the morning over there. A little bit about me. That's me on the screen. Thanks for the photo, Lauren. I've been with Smarties, previously known as Energy Ease, for pretty close to 7 years now. Seen lots and lots and lots of changes, not only from our end, as I said, previously known Energy Ease, but also from your end, being our partners. My background is sales and finance. I'm not going to tell you how long I've been doing finance because you're going to guess my age. So I think I'll keep that to one side for now. All right, let's start with the workshop, the deal workshop. A few weeks ago, probably about 2 weeks ago, our marketing team sent out an email headed up Deal Doctor. And it was all about reaching out to our sales directors and trying to get our sales directors to close a stubborn deal or a deal that you were stuck with. If you haven't received this email, please reach out to myself, Alex or Rowan in New Zealand, and we will resend the email. The email expires on the 30th of June, so at the end of the financial year. And it's a workshop where we basically said, give us a deal that you can't close or give us a stubborn deal. Let's workshop it together. And if we can't get the deal to be signed by the client or approved, we will show at your office a pizza lunch. And it was all about identifying a deal that stuck, booking a meeting with your sales director before the 30th of June, and just working with the sales director and getting it across the line. It was also an opportunity to get to know your sales director a bit more and working through projects across all sizes and all industries, and also demonstrating to you that we got plenty of case studies on solar savings that we can go through with you. I spent a lot of time going through the workshop or the Deal Doctor. But please, if you've got one, reach out. We're always ready to help. And if we can close that deal before the 30th of June, we will do it for you. Let's move on to the next part of the webinar, which is going to be lodging a deal. So I'm going to take control of the screen now. Thanks, Lauren, for that. Those of you may have known or seen our website at smarties.com.au. You can go in there and have a look at testimonials, stories, pictures, jobs that we've done, partners that we partnered with and so forth at any time. For the sake of the exercise today, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. We're just going to lodge an application. We go into login and we're going to transact. So I'm going to use our test email address to log in. Whenever our channel partners log in, they use their email address. We're going to start an application. In the world, it takes 5 minutes to lodge an application. In today's world, it's going to take a little bit longer because I'm going to stop and start. If you've got questions, we'll leave them till the end. This lodging an application and showing you how to lodge an application as a pro is purely just to show you how easy it is to lodge an application. I don't want to go into the nitty-gritty of what if, and so forth. We can deal with that later, one-on-one. So The address is the installation address. So where are the panels going on? It must be a commercial property. I'm going to use our registered address here in Melbourne, and you'll see what happens when I start inputting the address. We're based at 23 to 27 Wellington Road, St Kilda. There it is, it comes up. Just a word of advice, if I put in Wellington Road, it will not have come up because Wellington is a street. It's probably the only time that you're not going to get the address come up. 99% of the time, you're going to hit it in one. If it had a unit number, then you put in unit 1. If it was a shop, shop 1, shop 3, and so forth. Is the property owned? We're going to say no, it's leased. We're not fussed if the property's not owned. In fact, I'd say probably 80% of our deals, our install addresses are not owned, and we're fine. But quick, they're all listed. AV, EV chargers, generators, refrigeration units for the IGAs of the world. We've done plenty of them. LEDs. Motor vehicles are not there yet, so hang in there on those electric vehicles. They will come one day. Solar hot water, battery storage, air conditioning units, and so forth. For the sake of today's exercise, we're going to do solar. The system size, 30 kilowatts. And they're all listed. They're all tier 1. They're not there, please pick up the phone and ask. Penco. The number of panels, 50. This bit's really important. If there's ever a case where we have to repossess, I hope we never do. This is why we must list the number of panels and inverter. We need to know how many's on that roof. They're all listed as well. 1, the amount ex GST and the term. I'll leave it at 5 years, but again, 84 months up to 200,000, 8, 9 and 10 year money is up to 120, is for deals above 200 grand. The ABN, we've got an ABM set up to run training on, and it's just a fictitious company that we've set up. And you'll see what happens when I put the ABN in. International Business Investment is the name of the company that we set up to run this training. You'll see it's been established since the 11th of April 2000. It's not GST registered because it is a fictitious company. For the sake of today's exercise, I'm actually going to put in the GST registration, because if I don't, the deal is going to be referred and it won't be approved. If the client has a landline, it'd be great if you could enter it here. If they don't have a landline, most businesses no longer do, we enter a mobile number. I'll enter mine. I'm going to pretend I'm going to be the Director of International Business Investments. I'm just going to hit save down here so that I don't lose the first half of the training. And I've just realised why that's 5 years. I'll go back to it in a minute. Account details, banking details. It would be great if when you're lodging an application, you've got the banking details. They are mandatory fields. So we always say, if you've got them, please put them in. If you don't, we're happy with an X for an account name, a 1 for a BSB and a 1 for an account number, because they are mandatory. It won't allow you to lodge the application. But and a lot of times the client says, I just want to see if this is pre-approved before I give you my BSB, or I want to see if it's formally approved before I release, my account details, and we kind of get it. If they're happy to give it to you right there and right now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy and paste this along, or you can handwrite it. I'm not fussed. Make up. An account number and go from there. The director. There's only one director for International Business Investments, and her name is Dorothy Cotton. Some of you out there have probably heard of Dorothy Cotton on many other occasions when we've run these this training exercise. She's a female. In fact, I'll stop here. We normally only need up to about $100,000, only one director to sign if there's 2 or more. If it's a partnership, we need all identified with one to sign. If it's a sole trader, it's self-explanatory. So for the sake of this exercise, her name is Dorothy Cotton. The date of birth is optional. I'm always a big believer, if you've got it, list it. Sometimes you get a director whose name's John Smith and it trips because he could be John Andrew Smith and we haven't input his date of birth. If you've got it, please put it in. I do have Dorothy's, even though she's not fixed. She's a make-believe person. This is not my date of birth. I was born on the 25th of the 1st, 1970. The email address must be Dorothy's. It cannot be anybody else's. It is really important that Dorothy does get a set of documents. But because Dorothy's a pretend person, I'm going to enter mine in there. Dorothy's mobile number, which was the mobile number that we entered above, which is mine. Where does Dorothy live? So the second address is where the partners or the directors live. So you've got the install address up the top, got the partner's address down below, or the directors. She's at 94 to 98, and again, the same thing's going to happen that happened up the top. The minute you start putting in 94 to 98 Chalmers Street, Surrey Hills, it populates. It's in New Zealand. It's in New South Wales. Again, if we put in Chalmers Court, it probably wouldn't have come up. Is she a homeowner? She is. How long has she been there? We'll say she's been there 4 years. If you put in under 2, word of warning, you will get a separate box that says, please list their previous address. And we're going to say she's a homeowner. Now, if Dorothy did not own her property and did not own the installation address, do you know what? We look outside the box. Her ABN's been going 23 years. No issues whatsoever. We'll say she is, because what I want to do is I want to show how easy it is now to lodge the application. So we're 100% completed. You're just about to lodge your application. There's one thing we need to do. You're sitting in front of Dorothy. So Dorothy's got to agree. She's got to acknowledge the privacy that the information that she's given us is true and correct. How do we do that? We put Dorothy's mobile number in there, which is mine. We hit send SMS. Get a text message come up, and the text message reads, the verification code for your Smarties payment plan application is, in your case, it'll be the verification code for ABC Solar, whatever the name of your company is, it'll come up. The 6-digit code, input it in there. We hit verify. So far, so good. We're now going to submit the application. What it does is it's going to run a quick credit check on the ABN. Takes about, it says 45 seconds. CRM can only pre-approve a deal, and if it's pre-approved, it's green, or referred, and it's yellow. Please don't panic if it's referred. There's a couple of reasons why it can be referred. There's a couple of reasons why it can be referred and why it's yellow. They may not be registered for GST. It is the local kebab shop down the road. That's fine. There's a default, there's a judgment, there's a court writ. It doesn't mean we can't do the deal, but it means behind the scenes, we must ask more questions. They may be a non-property owner. For asset protection, could be in a partner's name, or they've chosen not to own any property because they've invested all their money in the business. So there's a couple of reasons why. CRM can never decline a deal. You'll never see it read. Only we physically as human beings can actually decline a deal. We don't decline very many. We're quite fortunate. But unfortunately, there's a couple that every now and again, we have to. There's a court writ. Somebody's taken that client to court for unpaid bills and so forth. So it can happen. There's no doubt about it. It's either green or yellow. The good thing with the yellow, you can still sign the client in front of you if you want. So it doesn't stop you from signing them. The next point from here is you've sold them a solar system. The proposal's signed. You've got a pre-approval with a Smarties payment plan. You can leave. Dorothy has since received 2 emails. So I've received them for Dorothy. The first email has got the documents attached, which Dorothy can open, download, print, sign, get a witness, scan, email back. Easy. The second email Dorothy is receiving is the link, which is the sign online, as we call it, which Dorothy can sign today, tomorrow, over the weekend. She might want to discuss it with her husband, her partner, read the T's and C's, whatever. If they choose to sign it right here and right now, this is what happens. We go sign online, sign for Dorothy. The document's open on this occasion, and this occasion only. This must be Dorothy's phone number. We had an incident 10 days ago where the son lodged the application for Dad, who was in Europe, and it was the son's mobile number. And of course, Dad then said to me, I can't sign these docs. And then we realised it wasn't his mobile number. So this must be, it's got to be Dorothy's number that goes in here, and Dorothy's only. So again, mobile number in there. Send SMS. I'm going to get another SMS. 178032. Verify. Documents are about to open. Now remember, Dorothy's also received a copy of these via email. Now, these documents will open. There they go. Okay. You can sit there and read them and go through them. As I said, she's also received a copy. We go get started. Click for signature. A little box opens. You can change the font. You can make it as pretty as what you want. Now, you can either insert or insert everywhere. So if it's a company, it'll be signed for and on behalf of the company. There'll be a director's guarantee. There'll be the privacy form, and there'll be the direct debit. If it's a sole trade or a partnership, because there is no guarantee, it's only 3 signatures. So I'm going to insert everywhere. Title of authorised officer, she's a director. She could be a CEO, she could be a CFO, she could be a school principal, could be the business manager of a school. Whatever it happens to be, the title goes in there. We go continue. I agree. The documents will come back into our CRM within about 20 seconds. The only thing we need here is a copy of Dorothy's driver's license. If there's any questions, please, you can start listing them now. We've got the team on board to answer these questions. Just one other thing, I guess, whilst we're waiting for questions, Lawrence, did you want to go to the last page? I'm just mindful of time, which is the resources page. So again, oh, there's Alex. So he's our New South Wales, ACT, Queensland and Northern Territory sales director. So again, for training and advice, please use us. This is what we're here for. This is what we're employed to do. Whether it be deal workshopping, you do have till the 30th of June. We're always here for Smarties portal support. We have a fantastic marketing team behind us that is always there for co-branding flyers, adding solar finance to your page, to your website page. We've done it a number of times already and it looks brilliant. We've got customer stories that we're happy to help you with. And then we've got the smarties.com.au/learning page, which is our smart hub page for industry news and insights, tips for solar, government grants, cheat sheets, webinars, upcoming events and so forth. Lauren has recorded this, so if anyone, and I'm not sure whether, Lauren, you're going to send it round or whether anyone wants a copy of it.
Yep, I'll send it via email in the next day or two.
Great. Has anybody got any questions?
We do have one in the chat from someone from Start Solar. How to validate that it's a genuine mobile number? Do they get a code through text message or something?
Yes, they do. Yep. So you probably can't see it, but it is on my phone. So there's 2 codes. The first code is for the privacy, which was before I lodged the application, right? The second code was the one that went to Dorothy Cotton, which was me on this occasion, that allowed us to verify it was Dorothy and to allow us, that then uploaded the documents. And the team at Start Solar, we can go through this together, no issues whatsoever. James, when doing the first page, can that be done remotely? I missed the part where the customer signs at the end of that. Yes, it can be done remotely, James, no issues whatsoever. Sometimes remotely, it's also dependent on your Wi-Fi connection. I have had a couple of instances where I've got a number of my channel partners in country Victoria, and unfortunately the Wi-Fi cannot be great. I'm always here to lodge an application, but I'm also human and I also travel. I have a fantastic team behind me. Lisa Cork, who's our operations manager, is always available. So is Rachel and Ross, who help me a lot. So by all means, you know, use us. If you can't get a hold of me, use the 1300 number as well. If we have two-stage project of 200 kilowatt systems, can they be done? Yes, they can. Yep. So with the so Jeff, with the 8, 9 and 10 year money, whilst we say that it's over 200,000 and above, it also includes multi-sites. That's my fault for not mentioning it at the beginning. Yes, you can use that for multi-sites. Does that help, Jeff? Does that answer your question? Great.
Fabulous. I think that that's everything.
Okay. Your workshop, as I said originally, please use us. This is what we're here for. If you're really stuck with a deal, we are, you know, Alex, myself, Rowan, Gage in the UK. I know we've got a UK office on this call today, but this is what we're here to do. And we're here to close deals. We're not here to stop a deal from being done. We're here to help you close a deal. We're heading towards the 30th of June. Let's try and get as many as what we can done. And yeah, you know, if you've got an industry you're not sure of, pick up the phone and ask.
Thank you so much for attending, and keep an eye on your inbox. We'll send that webinar recording. If there's anyone in your team that wanted to come along and didn't have time, you can feel free to share it with other team members. And have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.